Hey guys, welcome to day 6 of 10 days of base. My name is Setu Raman. I'm the other co-founder of Web3 Compass. And if you've been following along, I think we are right here. So if you've been following along for the past 6 days, good job. I mean, give yourself a pat in the back. It's almost a week now. And you can think of this whole journey, like this whole 10 days of base as your personal base boot camp or your base batches preparation week, or if you prefer, this protocol looks cool, let me watch a few videos and pretend to know it all time. Whatever, it's totally and completely your call. But the thing is, every day in this campaign is actually designed to get your hands dirty building on base. I mean, by the end of it, which is like 4 days away, by the end of it, you won't just know base, you will actually be comfortable experimenting on base, building on it, and actually shipping applications like base applications. I mean, we are talking turning ideas into live on-chain applications that people can use. Basically, you will go from maybe I get this to boom, look at my viral application that is running live on base. And today things get a bit more special, because today, of course, like, we are building applications, but the thing is, we won't be sending people off to some lonely website that you call your application, hoping that someone or anyone clicks on it and stays there. No, today what we're going to do is, your applications are going to pop up right where all the cool people are already hanging out. No, I don't mean pubs or public parks or stuff. I mean your users social media feeds. Let me explain. You see, for years people have been building applications, and these applications have been, you know striving for your attention or begging for your attention. I mean, this, you build an application, you get the link of your application, you make a post on LinkedIn or Twitter, or even product hunt, where there is already a bunch of like really cool applications, and you chase the engagement, you obsessively refresh your analytics, and you quietly cry when you see all the bounce rates. And so, I mean, all this can be quite a lot. I mean, it can be frustrating. I know this because I've done this. But what if your apps didn't have to do all this? Like, it doesn't have to beg for attention at all. What if your application was already there where all the interesting posts are, or where the user feeds are? What if someone who is scrolling through their Farcaster feed, right? Or base application, when somebody is scrolling through all this, they just tap on your application and it just pops up right there, right? They can play with it, they can interact with it, they can transact, they can do whatever without ever leaving their timeline or feed. Enter the world of mini apps, right? So mini apps, or base mini apps, or Farcaster mini apps, like, you can put it whatever way that you want to put it. So these are like tiny self-contained applications that live right inside your Farcaster or base applications. You want to build a quiz or a meme generator or a DeFi dashboard, or even a full-fledged NFT mint, whatever, all that is done. All you can do all that using your mini applications, right? Or mini apps. Your users, the best part about the whole thing is that your users interact with it instantly right there in their feed. No redirects, no loading screens, no is this website safe panic, just pure frictionless social interaction. I mean, picture this: you're casually scrolling through your Farcaster feed, right? And you see a post that asks, like, what is your base score? And when you click on it, it's basically a mini app. You tap it and boom, you're in. Your wallet stats pop up. Maybe you mint a badge, you share it, like, you share the application link back with a really cool caption. Then your friend sees it and they try it too, and the whole viral loop gets engaged. And all this happens without you ever leaving the feed, right? So it's basically like TikTok, but for applications. And the best part is, everybody gets to play with your applications, everybody gets to try it out without ever changing the screen. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that changes how we think about building. Like, we are not fighting for attention anymore, we are meeting people where they already are. Every interaction becomes discoverable, shareable, and naturally social. And since it's built on base, everything just works. I mean, if you're building some crypto applications, the transactions are lightning fast, fees are barely there. The base smart wallet takes care of all the boring approval stuff. You get the smoothness of Web 2 with the power of Web 3 under the hood. I mean, it's what base has been promising all along, and now it's finally here and it's finally real, right? So yeah, I mean, I know I've been talking quite a lot about the mini apps and everything, but and I know that like when you look at this whole thing, like if you go to Farcaster and you see all these applications, it can get a bit overwhelming. But the thing is, when you look at mini apps, when you take away all the fanciness and stuff, it's basically a web application. Like mini apps are basically web applications that are built with good old HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, or maybe like your favorite frameworks like React or Next. But the thing is, it's designed to run inside social clients like Farcaster and Base App, and it's got like the special SDKs that lets it talk to the social layer, and handle user actions and even trigger wallet transactions. So instead of thinking like when you're building mini apps, instead of thinking I'm building a website, you start thinking, okay, I'm building something that lives inside a conversation, and that's actually a massive mindset shift. And like I keep saying, like I know that I keep saying like mini apps, and these are like tiny applications and everything, but don't think that these are lightweight toys. I mean, actually mini apps are far from it. Like a properly coded mini app can authenticate users, send notification, trigger transactions, post to feeds, access wallet data. You can do all that. Basically your application gets all the superpowers plus the front row seats to the social graph. Now tell me this doesn't sound cool. All right. So now before we go full dev mode and get started with the whole mini app building and everything, let me just clear up something that confuses a lot of people. On-chain kit and MiniKit. Now I know that there was like we've already had a video about on-chain kit, but just to clear things up, I mean both of them, they sound similar, and yeah, I mean they kind of roll off the tongue the same way, but they are not exactly twins. You see, on-chain kit is like, as it's mentioned here, it's a fully featured React library for building on-chain applications. It means that it got all the pre-built React components, like utilities for handling transactions, wallet buttons, token displays, all the good stuff that keeps you from rewriting the same old code, right? But MiniKit, yeah, I mean, yeah, this is basically the doc. But yeah, MiniKit on the other hand is sort of like that secret source that lets your app live inside Farcaster or Base App. It handles all the SDK magic, deals with the safe areas, listens for events from the social client, and gives you hook for stuff like composing casts or posting updates or sending notifications. So think of it like this: on-chain kit, it kind of powers you know your on-chain stuff, like on-chain application logic and all those kind of things. MiniKit makes it social. So you put them together and you got a mini app that's on-chain, social, and ridiculously easy to build. All right, enough. That's enough. I mean, I'm done yapping. Let's actually build this thing, right? So yeah, so here's the agenda, right? First, I'm actually going to show you how to create a mini app completely from scratch. I mean, I know it sounds daunting, but there are a couple of shortcuts. Like I'll show you, and like the idea is just to see how the whole setup works. Like once you got that working, like once you got your own mini app from scratch working, we'll take things up a notch by migrating an existing React app that I've built into a base mini app or a Farcaster mini app. Right? You'll see how smooth that transition is and how quickly you can take a regular web application and make it live inside your Farcaster or base app. Right? So like we'll walk through the SDK setup, create the manifest, like I'll tell you what it is, handle all the ownership verification, and make sure your app displays perfectly inside your feed. And I mean, like it's just a few SDK calls, one long JSON file, and some cryptographic signatures, and boom, your app lives inside your social layer, right? But yeah, sorry. Like before we jump into all the building part, I just want to make sure that you've got all the prerequisites, right? Nothing fancy, just the stuff that will make the whole process smooth and stress free. Like you need all these stuff to get it working. First and foremost, of course, it's our GitHub, right? You guys need a GitHub account, right? If you don't have one, please go and get yourself a GitHub account. Like I already have it, so it's fine. It's like it takes less than 5 minutes. Like sign up to GitHub. This is where all your um, code is going to live. So this is where you put your mini app code. You can collaborate if you want. Like, you need this. Like, as a developer, you need this. The second one, again, is a really nice thing called Versal. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but Versal is, it's kind of a platform that gives your app a home on the web. Like, it helps you deploy, preview, and make your application go live. So make sure that you have a Versal account, right? Like, in order to get a Versal account, you need a GitHub account. Like, again, I already have a Versal account, so yeah, like, and I have a couple of projects too. So yeah, not flexing here, I'm just saying. But yeah, you need both of these things. Like, you need a GitHub account, you need a Versal account. And next, what you need is a good IDE. And I guess VS Code, or if you are into the whole AI stuff, Windsurf, Cursor, whatever, like a really good IDE would do. uh, I think Visual Studio Code is the most friendliest one. Like, you can download it for, like, I use Linux, that's why it says Linux. Otherwise, if you are using Windows, it will show a Windows button to download and install it. And of course, last but not the least, you need a Farcaster account or a base app account. Now, I think base app is still in its beta, so it might be hard to get an invite to all that things. So you can try the whole thing on Farcaster, like I'll show you. And once you get access to the beta app, like, a base app, you can put it there. Like, it's pretty easy. So yeah, get yourself all these things, because we're going to need all these components, like a GitHub account, a Versal account, a good IDE, a Farcaster, and a base account, right? So make sure you have all that. And yeah, once you have all these things, we can start building, right? So once you got all these things set up, you're basically ready to dive into the mini app creation and actually see your application come to life in the feed. It's simple, satisfying, and honestly kind of fun to watch. So yeah, take a deep breath, maybe sip on a cup of coffee, and make sure that you have all these prerequisites, and let's go. Let's build our mini app. All right, so we are here finally. Now, as promised, we are going to see how we can actually create our own mini app from scratch. I mean, that's the agenda. First, I will show you how to create our own mini app from scratch, and then we will see how to migrate an app that we have already created, like a React app that we have already created. So yeah, I mean, before, again, just to make sure, like, in order for any of these things to work, you need to have a couple of things. And first and foremost, make sure that you have a GitHub account. You need to have a GitHub account. Like, even if like, this is for the new people, like, people who are just starting out, I'm pretty sure you might have this. Like, if you are following along with the base, like 10 days of base thing, like, I'm pretty sure you guys have a GitHub account. But if there is this random new guy who is watching this video first, then yeah, please get yourself a GitHub account. I don't think I need to stress the importance of a developer having a GitHub account. I mean, that's how you get your street cred. Like, have a GitHub account, code a few things, push all your code to the repository so that people can, evaluate your code and judge you. I mean, yeah, not judge you, but see your work. But yeah, so get yourself a GitHub account, and next comes your new best friend, which is Versal. Now, I already have a Versal account, so and it has a couple of projects running, including the Web3 Compass website, which is pretty cool. But yeah, yeah. So Versal is your new best friend because it helps you deploy all your apps quickly. Like, you don't have to stress on anything. It's just a few button clicks. Like, if you have a React application or a Next application, you can just use Versal and host it just like that, under 5 minutes or 5 to 7 minutes. And the thing is, it's super sleek, and it has a free tier that is super generous. Like, you don't have to pay anything. Like, it's super generous, unless your application grows to a stage where it gets like 1 million users and stuff. You can use Versal. It's good. And I think, like, if your app reaches that stage where you have like 1 million users, I don't think you might need a Versal. You might have your own servers and stuff. But yeah, story for another time. All right. So yeah, as I was saying, get yourself a Git repository, get yourself Vercel, and last but not the least, make sure you have a Farcaster or a base account. Like you need this, like you are building Farcaster slash base app mini apps. So the basic prerequisite is to have an account. Now, again, with the base app, since this whole social angle is still in the beta phase, you might have some trouble actually, getting a hold of the beta version, like getting invited to it. And also, I don't think there is a web version for it. Like all of it is on mobile. Like, you can, like, those who are testing out the beta version, this, like all of it is in the mobile. Like you have the base application, and you can, like, it's in the mobile. I haven't seen the website yet. Like I don't think they've added the web version of it, so it just exists in mobile. So like, since I'm doing this whole thing on my browser, so I guess I'll show you how things work on Farcaster, and like I'll also show you how to put this on base app. But yeah, Farcaster mainly, so that I can demo it properly. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's go back to the mini app. So like, how do you build the base mini app? So the thing is, the tutorial or the documentation is pretty straightforward. Like, they have this really cool website. You just have to go to base.org/build/mini-apps, and it will take you to this page, and you can just click on start building. Now, of course, the first guide is on how to migrate an existing app. They believe like people who have like really cool apps will just come to this page and start migrating their application, which is good, which we will do. But before that, let's just go to create a mini app. Now, this is where we're going to start. Now, this one, what it does is it helps you set up, like they have a template application that while following this whole tutorial, they will show us how to deploy that template application using Vercel, and then put it to Farcaster/base app and see how the mini app interacts or works with. Now, it's a very simple application. I think it's a waitlist application, but yeah, I mean, since you guys are new, I guess that's a really, really good place to start. So yeah, I mean, you guys see the prerequisites, right? Like Vercel and base. Like they haven't mentioned GitHub, because if you need Vercel, you need a GitHub account, so they know it. Like that's a really clever stuff. Don't write too much on the documentation, like let people figure it out. Okay, so yeah, once you get here, like again, apart from the GitHub and the Vercel, I would also recommend you get yourself a nice IDE. I would suggest Visual Studio Code, but if you are into vibe coding and stuff, Windsurf, Cursor, anything that you like. All right, so let's just go ahead and deploy. And deploying, like, you don't have to write anything. That's the beauty of this documentation. Like, you really don't have, like, if you're just going to work with the template application, you don't have to do anything. I think you just have to write 3 lines of code. That's it. Everything else is set. Like, I'll show you how this whole thing works. So the first thing is, like, make sure that you're signed into your Vercel account, and just click on deploy to Vercel. Now, this is where this is a really cool part. So what happens is, like, when you create this Vercel, like since you're logged in with GitHub, it will automatically create the repository and code for the template application, and it will also deploy the application, meaning you will see a live version of the application from a domain. Like, I'll show you how all that works. I think we can change the name, like a MiniApp quick, like we'll just change it. First base mini. I mean, it's not a necessity. I'm just saying, like, you can just put anything there. So I think there is also, yeah, let's just create. So it's creating the repository. It's really wonderful. Like, if you go here, I think once they create it, okay. Okay, my first base mini app. Long name, but yeah, it's the first, so it's fine. Yeah, so it's the public project name, like my first base mini app. I believe if you refresh it, yeah, there you go. You can see like the whole thing is created. But yeah, before that, we'll just click on deploy so that the deployment kickstarts. So, right. So what happened is, like, via Vercel, we have created a repository which contains the code for the template application that they provide. Like I said, you don't have to write anything. Now, if you have noticed this little yellow dot, This is a status flag that says your application is being deployed on Versal. You can see the details. You can actually see what is happening. Yeah, it just takes you to Versal. You can see that it's building, so it might take some time. Like I said, 5 to 7 minutes or even lesser. But in the meantime, what we can do is we can actually just clone this. So in order to clone the repo, make sure you have installed the Git tool, right? Git and GitHub are two things. Like Git is the a version control system, your local version control system that you have to install. It's a tool. It's a really brilliant tool, and it helps you with all the commands like clone, push, all those things. GitHub is the platform where you host the code, right? Git is the is the tool that you use locally for version controlling, right? So yeah, you need to install Git. Like there are documentations and everything, like how to download for different operating systems. Again, I use Linux, that's why it says Linux. So yeah, let's just make sure that you have installed it. I've already installed it. Like if you just open a terminal and type in Git, if everything is properly installed, you will see this. So make sure you have installed the Git tool in your system, and once that is there, what I'm going to do is go to my repository. I think it's still running. Okay, yeah, I mean it's still deploying. Yeah, let it. So yeah, once the deployment is done, you'll see a small green check here. Yeah, until then we'll just go and clone the repo. So just click on this code button, click on copy this whole thing, open a new directory. I'll just open a terminal there, and the command is git clone, and paste the whole thing. Oh wait, yeah. So it will clone, meaning all the code of your first base MiniApp is now in your system. There you go. You can see a whole entire folder just popped up, and you have all the other files and stuff inside. You can just open it with an IDE. I'll use Visual Studio Code. Yeah, there you go. Now the first thing, like you can locally run this application. Like it's basically a Next application. Again, you don't have to like if you guys are new, like you don't have to learn a lot about it. Like it's a template application. Like everything is already there. You don't have to play around with it if you don't want to. Like I'll show you how to edit it. It's very basic. You don't have to edit, but yeah, I'll show you how to do it anyway, so that explorers can explore. So first things first, in order to run this application locally, open the integrated terminal, type in npm install npm I, so that you install all the packages. Like all the packages that is required for this application is given in the package.json, right? Like all the dependencies, you can see that there is a Coinbase onchain kit. Like we are just using onchain kit for one particular functionality, which I'll show you. And you have the MiniApp SDK, like the SDK that helps you interact with the social layers of Farcaster and base app and stuff, and all the usuals like React query, Next, React, all those kind of things, right? So npm I, and it will install all the dependencies. You can see the node module just popped up, and once that is there, I believe it's npm run dev. Yes. So yeah, once everything is installed, which should happen any moment now. I don't know my. Okay. So right. Yeah, so once this is done, what you can do is just type in npm run dev. So this will set up a local version. You can see localhost 3000. So let me just go to my, is it done yet? Okay. No, it's still deploying. Oh yeah, it is ready. Okay, cool. So the app is deployed. Like I'll show you, but let's just check our local version first. Localhost 3000, and again, why is everything taking so much time? It will. I mean, I don't know what is happening. But if you, yeah, I mean, it's compiling. I think it's just building the whole stuff so that everything is properly. Yeah, there you go. So you can see like there is QB. Hey there, get early access. I mean, very basic. It doesn't do anything. It's just a really neat app. You can tweak around. Like I don't think there is much happening here. Like you can go to the app and you have the page.tsx. Again, it's TypeScript. TSX is TypeScript. So again, don't worry about the coding. It's basically like JavaScript with a lot more checks, I would say. But yeah, you can see these things. You can try and change it. Join waitlist. Where is the Cluey thing? Oh no, not Cluey. What is the name? QB. H1 join. Oh, okay. So it's given the okay. All right. So yeah, now this is okay. So this is pretty clever. Like, so if you want to change the name, okay. Now this is, I thought I would just mention it down the line. But the thing is, we have something called as the manifest. Okay, so like you can read all about it if you go to the doc here. So manifest is basically this JSON object or JSON file that defines how your mini app behaves with the base app. Like it basically is this, like, you can just call it the command center, which tells how your mini app, like the mini application that you're creating, will behave with the base application or Farcaster, right? It has all these, you can see, it's a JSON object, and it has all these keys, and you are supposed to give all the values, and it gives the base app or the Farcaster an idea on how to treat, or how your mini app will behave, right? So yeah, header, payload, signature, like we will add all these things. So here in our local template application, it says that the name of the application here, like the whole thing that you see here, the QB thing, like join QB, this QB name is basically picked up from the manifest, right? Which is clever. So what you have to do is you can just change the name to anything. Sedus app. I'll just call it Sedus app. And yeah, you can see that, right? Which is pretty cool. So yeah, it's join Sedus app. So yeah, you can edit it here. I mean, you can play around with it. Like I'll show you, like page.txs, just find the text and you can change it, get early access, like if you want. Again, not a necessity, but this thing right here is very, very important. Like if you are planning to create your own mini app, or planning to migrate your own application, you need to create a manifest, a file. Like you need to create that object, like that JSON object that has all these kind of things. You can change this, your AI ad companion. Yeah, I mean, it works. It's a waitlist. So I guess it's configured for the default application. I'll show you how to change everything for our application, right? So yeah, all this again tells base app and Farcaster on how your mini app will behave, right? All the things that is required, like all the logo, all those things, like it needs the manifest. So yeah, and what they've done is, so the thing is, like when you're trying to verify or add applications to the Farcaster thing or base app, it will look for this particular file. Like for next, it is this file. Like it will be different for React. Like I'll show you how to add the same thing on React. It's a bit different. You don't have to create another TypeScript file. You can just add a JSON. But yeah, I'll show that. So again, so this file just takes all the configuration and just parses it to JSON and just sends it back. So when you're verifying it, or when you're trying to add it to Farcaster or base app or stuff, it just calls this file, and this file will basically return everything that is there in this object. Pretty neat, pretty simple. Not much work there. So yeah, this is the general structure. It's a very basic Next application. You can play around with it. You can change it. You can change the color, whatever. And yeah, and this thing right here, like the minikit.config.ts, it's very important. It's basically what we call the manifest. And yeah, it has also given the next public URL, which we will give, like once we have deployed it on to the Vercel, we have to give the public URL. So let me just copy this. I'll show you how to do this. Okay, right. So this is the local version. You can see local 3000. Now Vercel, now this is where it gets really, really cool. So with Vercel, now we haven't changed anything in Vercel. So yeah, I'll show you how to change the name. So you can see that it also gives us a domain, a Vercel hosted domain. Like you don't even have to buy the domain. You just have to click on this and it will take you there. You can see this. Now, the reason why it says QB is because we haven't changed the code in GitHub. Like we are just testing out the whole thing locally. That's why it still says QB here and stay those app in our local version. But we'll change it. Like I'll show you. I'll show you one of the really cool features of Vercel there. Okay. So yeah. So this is your app and it is hosted in this URL. Like we need this URL. We are going to need it because like if you look at our manifest, you can see that we have to put it as an environment variable and a lot of stuff. Like you can see that in our public folder right here, there are a lot of these images, and all of them, like the path to all of them requires the root URL. And the root URL is basically what I just showed you, like with the Vercel, like, oh, where? Yeah, this one. You can see this is the domain that we need, right? Not the other two ones, the first one, the shortest one, right? So we are going to put it as an environment variable. But before that, I will show you a really cool feature of Vercel. So in, yeah, so I'll just close the local thing. So right now, you know that we have already, change something in our application, but it's not reflected in the Vercel deployment because, in order for the change to be reflected in the Vercel deployment, it has to go to the GitHub, right? Like the code in the GitHub has to change. So we need to, push the changes. So what we are going to do is git add, git commit -m. We're going to say app name change, git push, and the whole thing will be pushed to GitHub. Now the really cool part, like all the changes to the code that we made will be pushed to GitHub. Now the really cool part is in GitHub, if you go to GitHub, oh wait, where's my GitHub? Okay, if you go to GitHub, you see, whenever there is a change in the repository, Vercel automatically picks it up and redeploys our application. It's a really cool process. You can see the yellow dot is back again, right? You can definitely see the yellow dot coming back. So that means, and you can see the app name change. So, it has detected a change. So Vercel will automatically pick it up and it will redeploy. Really cool stuff. You can see that it's still building, right? So this means Vercel is trying to, integrate all the changes. And once that is done, there you go. If you go to the, it's the same URL. You can see that the name changed, right? Really cool stuff. That's why I said Vercel is going to be a best friend. Now you need to add, like, since this is our domain, like you need to add the domain to like the public URL, right? I think in our application, it is given as next public URL. So what we are going to do is in Vercel, we have to add it as, environment variable. So what we have to do is go to the settings, deployments. Where's the settings? Oh, wait. Sorry. Yeah, I'll click on this first. Yeah, just go to the settings. There is something called environment variables. Go down here, like you can see the one that we have already given. So here, just give the same name, next public URL, and copy the URL, which is like the first MiniApp, and give it here. Now, whenever you give a new environment variable, you will have to redeploy. But again, Vercel being such a cool application, it will take care of the whole thing. So just click on redeploy here, and yeah, production, yeah, just redeploy, and it will just do the same thing again. Like it will redeploy the whole thing. You can see view deployment, and it is again showing the yellow thing, meaning it's basically redeploying the whole thing. Like you can see the build logs and everything. So this is the beauty of Vercel. Like you don't have to do any kind of coding or anything. Like it's that fast, right? So yeah, so we have our application. We made a couple of changes, and we are redeploying it with the environment variable set. Now there are a couple of more things. Like I'll show you. Like in GitHub, I don't know if you have if you saw this. So like I told you, like again, a small detail in GitHub to check if the deployment is done. Oh, wait. Yeah, just go here and if it will turn to the green tick if once the deployment is done. But yeah, so awesome. So if we go back to our create a mini app, we have done this, we have done this. Yes, now, yeah, update this whole thing. Like it says, like, we have all this, like we just changed the name. Now comes a really, really important part. Now it is called account association. What it means is that like once we have deployed the whole thing on Versal, it has a public domain. Now we have to associate our application with an account, with a base account. So to do that, you have to go to the base build page. Like this, like I already have a like it's called base.dev, where you do the whole stuff. But the thing is, I'll show you in a different browser. Wait, okay. So let me just copy this. So for this to work, what you have to do is you need to install the base application in your mobile. Yeah. So, right. So it will ask you to sign in. Once you sign in, there is a little, yeah, you can create your own account. Main onchain, I'll just say base dev Setu. You can, use anything, like you can give any name. So once that is there, it will ask you to continue and it will try and connect with your mobile, right? Like you need the QR or any other device, like, where you have your base account. So yeah, once you connect it, it will ask for your, login stuff, like if it is your fingerprint or password or whatever. And based on that, it will make a connection and, that's how you so that's how you basically get the pass key and everything and get the account there. And once you have the account, the screen will look a bit different, like I've already shown you. Like this is what we are looking for. Oh wait, what is this? Oh, sorry, just close this. I already have an account. Okay, so yeah, so this is the base build page. Again, make sure you have the base app installed on your mobile. Now, base app, as in this one, like there might be others. Just make sure you're installing the proper one, like this one, right? Like from Play Store, not any other one, like my base, not those ones, like the base, proper base app. Okay, right? Make sure you install this one. Okay, so once you have that, let me just check this detail. It's still building. Interesting. Oh, it is ready. Okay. Oh, let me just refresh and see what's up. Oh yeah, so you can see the green tick means like the deployment is done. All right. So yeah, the deployment is done. We have a public domain for our application. Like it's the Sedus app, and this is the public domain which are where our app is hosted. Now we need to associate it with our account, and for that you have to create an account in base build, and to do that you need to install the base app in your mobile. So once you have done all that and you have you go signed in to your base build page, let's start with the account association. It's pretty simple. Like the one and only condition is that you have to give the proper manifest. Like in the manifest file you have to provide everything properly. So once you have that, the thing is, like when you give your where did I, okay, yeah, say the app, sorry. Yeah, so once you give your URL here and submit it, it will check for that manifest. Like it will actually check for the manifest. Yeah, you can see like manifest not associated. Don't worry, it will verify pretty quickly. Yeah, you can see that. So to verify, you need a Farcaster account. Again, that's why I said like it is a prerequisite. So you need to create a Farcaster account, and once you open the Farcaster, it will show you this whole thing. It's trying to associate. Like you can click on generate, create association. Okay, So again, you need the Farcaster mobile application. You can just, I'm just quickly showing you how to do this. Open with, like, you have to scan the QR code, like I'm doing it in my mobile. So yeah, you have to scan the QR code from your mobile. It will open the Farcaster application, and it will just ask for like this whole thing, like sign in as like your account association. And once you sign it, like this is where the signature comes in. It's pretty simple, nothing too complex. And once I've signed and said that this belongs to me, like I'm associating myself with this, you get this thing, like the account association stuff, right? You can see the, oh wait, okay, oh, did I close it? Okay, I think I've already generated. Yeah, there you go. You can see the account association thing. Now you have to copy the header, the payload, and signature, and you have to paste it right here. Okay, you have to paste it right here. And the thing is, like while doing so, and once you've done it, you have to redeploy, like you have to push all the code to GitHub. Like I'll just do it one by one so that, yeah, take the header, paste it here, take the payload. Oh, yeah, take the payload, paste it in. Now this goes in the manifest file. Okay, like the manifest file in our like the one that I showed you, minikit.config.ts. So this is a really important. Like you need to associate your account with an application, and then there is the signature. Okay, it goes here. All right. So yeah, all these things are there. Now you need to re-verify this, making sure that so the re-verification process, what it does is it will again check your application to see if all these things are there in your manifest, right? And it will only be there if we push this whole thing to our code in GitHub, and Vercel redeploys the application with the new details, right? Like you can click on re-verify now, but you can see that account doesn't match because like the code, like we have added everything, but we haven't pushed it to GitHub yet. So yeah, let's just do that. Again, I showed you the code to do it, but I have GitHub installed, like the extension installed, and it is completely integrated to my VS Code. So I can just commit directly. Like I can just do commit push. Yes. Account association creds. Okay. So yeah, I don't have to type all the commands because I'm cool like that. So yeah, this will directly push the whole thing to my GitHub. Yeah, right. And it has pushed it. And as you know, once this whole thing is on GitHub, if I do a bit of refresh, you can see that Vercel just picked it up and it is redeploying. Now we have to wait for the redeployment to end before we can actually, start like before we can actually do the re-verification here. Oh no, I mean the re-verification here. Okay, like you can see the whole green yellow tick, meaning it's still building. It might take a while. I don't know why it takes this much time. I mean, we didn't change much. So the idea is that when we re-verify, Farcaster will check for the signature and the payload and the header in our application, right? Just to make sure that, yeah, I think this is done. Awesome. Yeah, it is done. Now, okay, once it's done, you can just type re-verify. Yes, you can see that account association matches, meaning our re-verification is successful. You don't mind the whole, warning message there. And yes, and that's how you actually associate your account with your application. Now, if you go to this console, there is this really neat feature where you can actually see the preview of your application. Like all you have to do is click on this window, like expand it, and you can see how your mini app will look like, right? Right alongside the Farcaster feed or base mini app. Like I think in base mini app, it will be a bit different. I mean, in base, it will be a bit different since it's on mobile, but yeah, you can see how the whole thing works. Now, a general rule is that this is how the window might look like. So when you're creating an application, make sure that it is super responsive. So yeah, so we have everything, like we have associated our account and the console. We see the preview. Now you might be wondering, like, if it all it takes is the manifest, right? Like all we did was like add the manifest and now we have our application. But the thing is, like, since the whole thing was a template, like we just brushed over it, like I just talked about the manifest. But if you go to this root provider here, you can see that we have added a couple of things like the MiniKit here, the onchain kit provider and all those kind of things. That basically helps, or gives your application access to the whole SDK. So that's how it is interacting with. But I think this will make more sense when we are trying to migrate our own application to Farcaster of MiniApp. So I'll explain it more then. But we have to add a bit of stuff here, just so that we can access the whole features of the SDK and everything. But yeah, more on that when we are actually creating our own application, because it will make sense then. But yeah, there is this neat little snippet that helps us access all the MiniKit SDK features, right? So yeah, now I think we can just go to Farcaster. Like, I'll show you how to add the whole thing to Farcaster. So we can just go here. So to actually see your applications like MiniApps associated, what you have to do is go to settings. There is this thing called developer tools. Click on that, enable developer tools, and it will show you this developers thing. Click on that and it will show you all the MiniApps, like Say Do app. Like this is the one that we're going to build. I'll show you how that works. But yeah, click on this and it will show you all these things. Click on the manifest. You can see the whole thing, right? Like open, like you can click on the open thing, and here you can say add MiniApp, right? So when you add MiniApp, what you're doing is you're adding the MiniApp to Farcaster. So like just confirm it and add it to Farcaster. So just go home, close it, and you can see your application here. Yeah, there you go. Like you'll have a whole list of it. Like you can check for it here. Your MiniApps, these are the rankings, like featured ones. But yeah, you have your MiniApp here, and this is all the MiniApps that you have added. So this is how it looks like. So the thing is, like, now you can be just going through all these things, and you have your MiniApp, so you can quickly write in your email or whatever, like whatever your app does, you can do it. So yeah, so this is how you add things. Like this is how you create your mini app from scratch. Now you can edit it as you want, like you can make the application into whatever that you want. And you need the manifest, which is key, and you need to add that small snippet, which I'll show you when we are migrating our own application. But yeah, so this is the general stuff. Like it's not that much of a work. All you have to do is like make sure you have all these accounts and stuff. Now in order to add it to base, it's pretty simple. Like you can just go all the way down there. Like we completed all these things. So to publish it, you just have to post your like from base app, you just have to post your app's URL. Just create a post, and apparently base will just pick it up. So it's that simple. So if you have access to the base app, like the beta version, try it out, right? Just try and publish it. But yeah, there you go. You have created your own mini app, and you have deployed it onto Farcaster and base. So yeah, there you go. Now let's see how we can migrate an existing app. All right, so we have successfully created our mini app from scratch, and we have hosted it using Vercel, added it to Farcaster, and you can add it to base. All it takes is a post with the link, the URL of the application, and you can have it on base too. So it's pretty simple. Like the whole step is pretty simple. I mean, there's not much complexities to it. Like you can create your own application, and yeah, I guess that's the next thing in our agenda, like to see how you can migrate an already existing web application onto a mini app, right? So again, the process is pretty much the same. Like all you need is an existing web application. You need to add the SDK, the manifest. You have to do the whole account association thing, and yeah, I mean, then you can just add it. So yeah, I don't think like we need to waste any more time. Let's just go and migrate an existing web application. So yeah, just click on the start building, and that is the first guide. Like you can see, migrate an existing app, and as a prerequisite, you already need an existing web app, of course. I mean, how can you migrate it if you don't have one? And you need a base app slash Farcaster account, which of course, like you saw why we need those things. Like we are building the whole thing for these platforms. So yeah, it makes sense. And it takes you through the steps like building the mini app, adding the SDK, the manifest, all those kind of things. So yeah, I think we can do this. Like we'll just go step by step. So yeah. So you have this also, which is pretty good. Yeah, adding it to the index HTML. Like we'll see how that works. But yeah, so let's just go ahead. So what I've done is like I've made the whole process a bit more simpler because I've already created an application. Like I basically wipe coded it. But yeah, one second. Let me just open it. Okay. So yeah, so as you can see, I've created an application called Touchgrass. Now this is very simple. I've used the Wheat framework. It's a React and JavaScript application, nothing fancy, with a bit of tailwind, so that the whole thing is responsive. So yeah, let me just go ahead and run it, and I'll explain what this whole thing does. Npm run dev, and yeah. So there is localhost. All right. So yeah, there you go. So this is the application. Now the whole idea of the application is, how a lot of people spend a lot of time on these applications like Twitter or Farcaster or Base App, because there are a lot of people putting amazing content, and we love reading them. Like we love scrolling through those whole feeds and reading them and seeing how everything is in the world. But the thing is, sometimes we might just end up spending a lot of time in these applications, and sometimes that might just lead to procrastination, or maybe affect our productivity. Like we might be doing a lot of other stuff like work, or studies, or even completing the 10 days of base. So how can you do all that if you're spending a lot of time on these applications? So Touchgrass, what it does is it's basically a screen time alert. Like you can set the amount of time that you want to spend. I'll set it to 1 minute so that we can demo it quickly. And you can just click on start, and it just runs a timer, right? And this timer will alert you once the whole the time that you have set is done. So yeah, I mean, it's very straightforward, it's simple, and yeah, I've already made it responsive, like I've told you. Like you saw how the window looks like, the application window looks like. So yeah, I made it you know responsive, so that it looks pretty in pretty when we convert it into the mini app. But yeah, so this is what it does. I mean, this is what the whole thing does. It generally, or it basically alerts you. It alerts you saying that you have spent a lot of time on these applications, so maybe it's time for you to go touch some grass. So yeah, I mean, once the timer runs out, I mean, I'll just show you how it works. Once the timer is out, yeah. All right. So once the timer is out, it will just play that YouTube video on loop. Like you will hear the whole video, you'll see it, and it will just play it on loop. And the only way to stop it is to solve that math puzzle. I mean, it is a random math puzzle. It will be different every time. But the thing is, you have to take your attention away from the feed, focus on the math puzzle and solve it, and then only can you stop that video. Otherwise, it will just keep on looping. So yeah, you need to stop looking at the feed, solve the puzzle, get back your attention and maybe go touch some grass. So that is the whole idea. Now this is our application. So what we are going to do is, now this is like I haven't hosted it anywhere, like it's like the code is there on my local system. So first what we are going to do is we are going to host it using Vercel, and then we are going to convert it, or we are going to migrate it to a mini app. So yeah, right, like the code I haven't even added it to GitHub yet, so we have to do that too. So let me just give me a second. Okay, so right, so let's just go ahead and in GitHub, let's just go ahead and create a repository. So this is my GitHub. I'll just create a new repository. I'm the owner. I'll just call it Touchgrass. Oh yeah, Touchgrass application. Yeah, I mean earlier attempts, but yeah, it works. Don't spend too much time online. Yeah, go Touchgrass. Okay, so this is the repository. I'll just create it. And so yeah, so we have an empty repository. Now we have to add this whole thing there. Now, to add it, I think we can do it directly from here. So what do you have to do? I think when you were using Wheat, it already comes with a .gitignore file, meaning like when you're pushing all these things to Git, it will avoid all these files. So node modules and stuff, it won't push to Git. So it's pretty good. So we can just, I think I'll just open a terminal within the folder itself so that we can directly add those commands. So yeah, I have the terminal here. Wait. Okay. Yeah. So let's start with git init, which will initialize the folder with the .git and everything. I'll just add git add. So it adds all the stuff. Now git commit -m shall commit. I'm just following this part, right? And yeah, there you go, it created all those things. And allow now git branch, we'll just set the branch to main. And yeah, just copy this thing, set the remote origin, and there you go. And yeah, let's just push it. So what happens is it will push all the code to this repository, which we can use to add it on Vercel. Right, so yeah, now if you refresh this, there you go. So we have our application. Oh, look at that. Like we have our application all set, right? I've already created this, readme and everything. So yeah, it shows you all the things that is required. So yeah, pretty neat stuff. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to go to Vercel. Now the thing is, for those who are new, like you have to create the Vercel account, and I'll show you. Like I've already have one, so I'll just show the whole thing how it works. So you need to sign up to it. You can click on, like, if it's a personal project or commercial, give the name, continue, and start with GitHub. Like, just make sure that you're continuing with GitHub. Like I already have an account, but make sure you have a GitHub and you continue with GitHub so that it is easy for you to migrate the code, right? So yeah, just get yourself a Vercel account. It's pretty simple, doesn't take that much time. So now that I have the code on GitHub and I've already have the Vercel account, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create go to Vercel and set up or host this whole code on Vercel. So yeah, let's do this. Oh, head over to Vercel. I have the Vercel account. I've already logged into my Vercel. Yeah. So there, if you click on add new project, it will show all the repositories, and you can see the new one, like the Touchgrass one. So we'll just click on import. You can see that it, detects the framework and everything. So yeah, I mean, this is it. Like, project grass, Touchgrass app, and you just click on deploy. It's that easy, right? So once you click on deploy, it will take all the code from your Touchgrass app repository, and yeah, it will directly deployed like we did with our previous application. So it might take some time, but yeah, like if you refresh it, I guess you can see the whole thing. Yeah, you can see the yellow dot here, right? So that means Vercel is deploying the application, and you can see the whole build. Yeah, the build happening, everything. Yes, and yeah. So once this is deployed, I think we can go ahead and start adding all the SDKs and everything and pushing it to GitHub. Right now, since this is on GitHub, like I think my VS Code will automatically detect it. Yeah, there you go. Like it will detect the repository, so I don't have to do the commands again. I can directly if I make any changes, I can just directly push it, which is pretty cool. All right, so there you go. So we have the application, right? So this is our domain, like touch grass Vercel app, and yeah, there you go. So this is the application, and now it is actually hosted. Like we have a domain, right? So we have a web application. Now let's just go ahead and add all the things. So if you go here, like the first thing that you need to do is you have to go and install the SDK. So let me just copy this, go to, yeah, open a terminal here, paste it. Okay. So yeah, right, we have added the SDK. Now we need to do a small step, like we have to add a small snippet. So you can see the next step is, you need to add the small snippet. So let me just copy this. So here in the application, you have to just go to the source, go to the app.jx, import all these things, and yeah, then you'd see this, like we have the rest of the code. You see the use effect one, right? So just copy this part and add it here, add it inside the app function. There you go. So that is how we add the SDK, which lets our application interact with the base stuff, right? Base or Farcaster app. So yeah, so that part is done, and next we have to create the manifest. Now, like I remember last time we had this whole TypeScript file where we did the whole manifest thing, but we don't have to do it here because like that was next, and this is React. So it's pretty simple on React. Like what you have to do is you have to create a folder inside the public directory. So here in the public directory, you just have to create a new folder called dot well known, and inside it you have to create a new file called farcaster.json. Okay, so this is how it works. This is how, like, yeah, now you have to add the whole manifest here. Now I've already prepared one. I'll add it in the, like, I'll add this whole code onto GitHub. Like, I'll share the link, so there you'll have the whole manifest and everything. So I've prepared one for our application, so I'll just copy it and paste it here. Again, it's pretty simple stuff. Now we have to change this whole app URL thing and add our app URL. But yeah, so you can see the version is one, the name is touchgrass, the subtitle is don't stay online too much, description it's screen time alert, you can change it. So there are, like, I've created a couple of images here, like from our application, like how it works. Like it has a screenshot, it has the name and the icon. So yeah, so within the manifest, I've just given all those things. Since it's public, you can just directly access it from the URL slash the name, like since it's in the public folder, right? So first, let me just go and add the URL. Let me copy it. Okay, so go here. I'll just do a little control F. So yeah, and just replace all of it. All right, so there you go. Yes, so this will give us, oh wait, oh, you did a slight mistake. Okay, we have added an additional slash. We'll just have to delete all that. Uh, yeah, I hope this is it. Okay. Anything else? No. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Right. So yeah, I mean, I forgot about the trailing slash. So yeah, I guess that is it. Okay, right. Okay, so yeah, the screenshot. So you can just see it. Like if you go to this, just copy this. Since we already have it in a public file, like you just copy it. Yeah, there you go. So this is how you can access it. So we need to provide all those details in our manifest so that our app is properly displayed, right? So like all these things, like the all these details like the icon and everything, Farcaster and all the other applications like base app will look into this. And yeah, so you have the splash image, which is basically I just gave it as the name. You have the webhook, typical, like the categories, productivity, hero image, like I've just given the icon. Like you can use any image that you want, tagline and all those things, like pretty basic stuff. So I've added it so that it's easy for you guys to just get going, right? So the manifest is done and we have added the SDK too. So now like there is one more step. I believe you have to add some bit of meta too. Yeah, this is done. Yeah, we can add the whole thing. I think the meta comes after. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think we can just go in that order. Okay. So yeah, let's just go ahead. I mean, this is just a bit of extra information so that the application knows it's fine. Like after this, I think we can just go ahead and do the account association. But before that, we need to push all these things to GitHub so that Vercel sees all these things and Vercel deploys our application with all those things. Mini app, my SDK slash manifest. Manifest, right? And we'll just close it, and so everything will be pushed to GitHub. I'll just close it again. So once it's pushed, it will again rerun. Yeah, there you go. It will rerun the whole Vercel thing. It might take a bit of time. I don't know. I mean, it is running. Ah, there you go. It's fast. 14 seconds. That's awesome. Right. So next we have to go ahead and do all the stuff that we did yesterday. So account association tool. Again, make sure that you've created an account here. So yeah, account association. We just have to add the whole Vercel app domain and submit. Ah, there you go. Now we have to go ahead and verify. Open Farcaster. Again, this process is pretty much same, right? Yes, generate account association. So I might have to use my mobile. I'm using my mobile for this. Okay. And yeah. Okay, wait. Oh, wait. Account association comes in. Just give me a second. Okay, yeah. Let me just sign it. All right. So the signed, and there you go. There you go. So we have these things. So we have to copy it like we did last time. So I think I'll just copy these three things. Okay. And try and put it here. Uh, Fingers crossed that we don't break the. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Right. So we have done this. Like, so let me just do another commit and push. MiniApp. Oh, wait. Account association. There you go. So yeah. So we have added all the headers for account association. I mean, I know I'm lazy with the commit messages. You can, you know, do better. So yeah, this is there, and I guess it will be doing a bit of wait, did it deploy? Okay, let me just check this. Okay, so I just okay, I mean, that was very very fast. Okay, so it's done. So we'll just click on re-verify, and there you go. It's added, right? So it's verified. So we'll just click on submit, right? So we have the whole thing on Farcaster, and now you can just go back, and I guess it's when you click on submit. Yeah, so the whole thing is submitted. Now you can go ahead and like, so you can see that it is not ready. So just make sure before you preview this whole thing is set to ready. Maybe it might take some time. So otherwise, like, even you can open it, but it will just show this. I mean, yeah, make sure this is ready. So let me just go back. Yeah, now it's ready. So if you just click on this, there you go. You can see that our app looks really nice. Like, since it's responsive, it looks really, really good. And you can click on start. I don't think we should do 30 minutes. We can just do one and start. And yes, it just does the same exact stuff, right? So just go back to Farcaster. I mean, there is a very direct way. Like, if you are on this page, just click on open, and here you can directly add it to MiniApps. Confirm, and there you go. I guess, like, oh, I mean, it's notifications. Forget that. Yes, we have our touch graphs. Look at that. Look at that. So we can, every time you are spending time on Farcaster, you can just click on start. You can say, like, I want to spend 1 minute there, start it, and or whatever time that you want to spend. But yeah, so it will do the exact same stuff that we saw. So yes, we have our mini application that is running here, and we just created it or added it to Farcaster. Now, like, the thing is, if you can make a post about it, like, since we have the manifest, just if you have access to the base beta version, you can just go ahead, make a post about it using the URL. Base app will pick it up. It knows that it is an application because of the manifest, and it will just you know add the mini app. So it's pretty simple. Like, that's the last thing, I guess. Yeah, like, you can preview it. All you have to do is just post it, and once you get access to the beta version of base, just post the URL, and it will automatically detect the app. So pretty simple process. Yeah, so there you go. So this is how you migrate an already existing web application. Pretty simple process. You can do a lot with it. Like, you feel free to just look around the doc, see what else you can do with it, and just have fun, create a cool mini app, right? So yeah, I guess that is it from my end. I guess we'll see you guys on day 7 with more cool stuff. So until then, play around with mini app, try to get as many mini apps on base app as you can. And if you have any questions, do reach out, right? Do reach out to the Web3 Compass community. So yeah, see you around.